Hi, I'm Johnny Byer, and welcome again to the American Banjo Museum and Virtual at Noon. This is our ongoing series of programming to give you a daily banjo fix. We really love spending this time with you, even though we're all kind of getting over the hump of this COVID thing, but there's still a lot of us can't get out and play our banjos and see our friends and make the music that we love to do with the instrument that we love. So that's why we're here. Every day something new and different, every day something unexpected. Today we're going to do something really unexpected. You know why? Because the guy who's been taking all these videos for the past 6 or 7 weeks is now going to have the tables turned on him, unbeknownst to him.
Wait,
Lucas,
what?
give me the camera.
Oh, no. Well, okay. Well, you got it?
I've got it. Folks, say hello to Lucas Ross.
Hey! It's been a lot of fun for me to get to be on the other side of this because I'm learning so much, front row and center, and getting to drink from Johnny's wealth, fountain of knowledge of all this amazing history and art, and I'm so proud to get to work here. So what do you want me to do, Johnny?
Well, I tell you what, Lucas, let's introduce the fact that you're an employee here at the American Banjo Museum. You've been on our staff for 1.5 years now, basically.
Awesome, and you said it, we have proof. He said it, it's real.
You work for me.
I've been such a fan of this place and of you, and so it's been a dream to get to work down here, and I love it.
Well, I'll tell you what, to show the people that you're a very, very special individual, let's take them into the messiest office in the museum and give them a little tour.
Of course. You know, I try to keep this as tidy as possible, but lately with all the kids shows and the crazy stuff we've been doing, this is where I get to hide. And I usually try to keep it, for the most part, tidy as possible. I mean, it's a little Pee Wee's Playhouse over the top, but because I'm on display here, I get a glass window. People can come in and look.
Now, you've got an actual fishbowl here. When people come by, they can see you, and I can keep an eye and make sure you're working.
I stand up sometimes like the mechanical bears at Disney World and do the jamboree show sometimes if they need that.
Country Bear Jamboree.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Do we have to pay royalty now?
No. So I will say this: I used to, over the years, I've been a lifetime Muppet fan, and I love Steve Martin, and that's been a lot of my gateway to the learning about the banjo. And Johnny, whenever you guys did the Steve Martin exhibit a few years ago, I brought all my Steve Martin stuff up to you, and you framed these old concert shirts. They're not mine from actually going. I got them later, but you framed them for me. And they were so nice, and I hid them over here. I came up with this whole plan because I heard about a year ago, I guess in June, Steve might come to the museum. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get all my stuff off my walls and move it so he doesn't think I'm some kind of a freak. And I showed up like 2 minutes after he already left. I was like, no! But this is some of my little collection here. A friend of mine, Felix Matos, painted that for me on my birthday, I don't know, like 10, 11 years ago from the Jerk. And that's a special thing, so it's kind of fun. And Johnny framed those shirts for me, so I get them forever. And this is some of the other random stuff. I kind of hide over here, so it's not as on display. But
I have to ask you, didn't you get a chance to meet Steve that night?
I did get to meet him that night, and I'd had a couple of chances I got to kind of say hi in the past, but that was the first time I was actually supposed to be on the list. And thank you to Johnny for not, telling him to call security. Although he did look at me and ask me if I was a criminal or something like that. So.
Yeah, because he saw your office. That's
what it was.
So in addition to being the #1 Steve Martin fan, you had an affection for the Muppets all throughout your life.
Correct? I really have. I love the Muppets, and really that was kind of it. I connected with Heather Henson and inadvertently got her connected with you, Johnny, in the museum, and we got to see the Jim Henson exhibit come here. And this is the original movie poster from the first film, the Muppet movie from '79. One of my friends I worked with at Channel 4 had that for years in his garage, and he's like, you need this. And this is just some few little things here. I think, Johnny, you gave me that Kermit. My boss from Channel 4 gave me this Kermit. This up here is a little ornament that Heather Henson gave us, and it's special. Because if you push it, she actually wanted to pick one that her dad's voice was on. Because Jim Henson also voiced Rolf the dog and many others. And so this is Jim's voice.
All he used were 8 little notes, just 8, count 'em 8 like these.
And that's a lot of fun. And that's a little ribbon from the ribbon cutting. And up at the very top, you can see, Johnny, I don't know if I ever told you that. It was on my groom's cake when I got married. My wife, Aubrey, allowed herself to be represented by a pig on our wedding day. And that was pretty big. I mean, Miss Piggy she can do everything. She can sing, dance, Karate chop.
And you're still together.
I know. And this is my new friend here. Since we've got Kermit here, this guy kind of popped up over the past few months and has just been watching The Office for us. So it's so nice. He's a little strange, but I find somebody's been looking up chickens on my computer a lot whenever I'm not here. So other than that, that's my little Gonzo photo puppet. So.
Well, let me ask you this. What did you do before you got here, and what do you still do when you're not at the museum?
Well, I have been working with Oklahoma City's NBC affiliate for, going on 13 years at News Channel 4. And before that, I was working at ad agencies and doing commercials and stuff. And I just kind of worked my way into being on camera there. And while I don't work there full time in office there, I still do a morning show there. So I have this neat platform every day, and they love the fact that I do banjo and fun stuff. I don't really do news, and I get to play the banjo. And I think because I was playing the banjo on air or something years ago, somebody on the board saw something that I was doing with the banjo, and I kind of got connected more so with the museum. So it's been kind of neat to switch things around, but I'm still allowed to go and do TV in the mornings for a couple hours. Then I get to leave the door and come here and spend the rest of the day. This is actually the on-air light when they pulled down the old Channel 4 building after about 65, 66 years. This was an on-air light that they used to have outside that would light up. And I've been trying to look for a safe way to put a light back in it so I could actually do that. I haven't got to that point yet, but that was really special. I grew up watching that station my whole life, and I got that when they pulled it down. Everybody signed up for things that they wanted to keep, and they let me have that one. So
all right, this is very shiny and pretty. It looks like a nice banjo. What is that?
Yeah. Well, it looks kind of like an Emmy, but it's plastic, and there's jelly beans in the bottom.
No, I don't believe that.
This is a Heartland Regional Emmy Award, and I'm very proud and honored to get to not only be, I guess, credible enough that they'll let me do television, but to get an award for this. This was a team effort for an educational children's program called Alley Dog Depot, where I get to play a trained conductor, and I help produce that and talk to a puppet or handheld American. Sorry, Kermit, the proper term's handheld American. And we won an Emmy for it. It was really exciting. So I've got to do a lot of great things, and a lot of those things, like my fandom with Steve Martin and my fascination with the Muppets, have led me to the banjo, and it's given me such a gift of friends and music and things I never would have had otherwise. It's been a really neat journey that I'm just starting. And there's so many more real and amazing banjo players out there that I want to shine a light on, and I want to train to be better and better at, but I'm very grateful for every opportunity I have with the museum. It's been really a lot of fun.
Well, brag a little bit on yourself. What did you do last week for Disney?
I got to do something very cool. They, over the connection with the Henson exhibit being here and Disney working with us, I've been in talks with Lee, who is the vice president over Muppets at Disney. Between her and Matt Vogel, I was asked to play the banjo for a little project. Kermit was going to be doing a video of himself out in the woods, out in the swamp, and they needed some banjo music for him to play. And I guess everybody was really busy, and banjo strings were falling off of Kermit's banjo because they asked me to do it. And it was the coolest thing in the world to get to record banjo for Kermit. Now, I don't like to say that I was playing banjo for Kermit because he's real. He was really playing. I'll just say I was backing him up a little bit. But don't listen too close. You'll hear a few wrong notes. Those were all me. Those weren't Kermit. But it was a big honor. It was the coolest thing in the world. I wouldn't have had that opportunity without the Banjo Museum, so I'm very grateful.
Well, we are delighted you're here because you bring that spirit of Kermit and all the positive things of the Muppets to our place. So delighted to have you. Do you want to play a little banjo for
I
the
will.
folks?
I was going to tell you, so I grew up in Oklahoma. I'm an Oklahoma kid, and my parents are beekeepers. My grandpa started a honey business in the 1930s. He took
Go
over
ahead,
in the
give
40s.
him a plug.
Oh, yeah, no. They pay me for this. Trust me.
Okay.
It'll be a good deal. No, and so because of the bee thing, I've always incorporated that into my comedy and stuff. And so Deering did a Good Time banjo for me, and I had him do a little honeycomb head. And they even put my grandpa's honey logo there in the peg head of it. So I carry him with me wherever I go. He'd just get a kick out of the fact that his logo was still used. I don't know if this tuned up.
glad the folks got a chance to see your face and what you actually do. We're so delighted to have you as part of the American Banjo Museum. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you brought to me, to our staff, and to all these people who have watched over the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Well, thank you, Johnny, and I appreciate you and all the great people. I've got to connect with so many people and see who all from around the world is watching all the viral videos that Johnny's hosting here. And I just want to say on behalf of the museum and myself, thank you to all the great support that we're seeing there. If you want to become a member of the museum and find out about this stuff, it's really easy to do. And it's the price of visiting 2 or 3 times, really, and you get so much for that. And then in addition to that, you get to continue to help preserve and promote a great instrument that's woven right into America. So I'm really proud to get to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks. Tune in tomorrow for more virtual from the American Banjo Museum.